to this week's level 2 class. For today's class, you're just going to need a mat, a headrest, and then 2 light weights in either a foam roller or a ball. And we'll get started off on our hands and knees with the warm-up. So with the knees directly below your hips and hands directly below your shoulders, dropping the ribcage down towards the mat, arching the back and looking up in front. And then rounding out the spine all the way, tucking the chin to the chest, looking down between the knees. Again, dropping the ribcage down, arching the back, looking up in front. And rounding out the spine, looking down between the knees. Once more, dropping the ribcage down, arching the back, looking up in front. And then last time, rounding out the spine all the way, looking down between the knees. Then we'll come to a neutral flat back position. Straighten out the right leg behind and the left arm in front, keeping the spine neutral. Small circles with the arm and leg. And lower down, left leg, right arm. Keeping the hips parallel to the mat, spine is neutral. Small circles with the arm and leg. And lower down. Shift all the weight to the left side, straighten out the right leg and the right arm. Keeping the hips parallel to the mat, bring the right arm out to the side and back in front. Out to the side, back in front, and once more out to the side and back in front. And then bring the right leg out to the side and back, and then out, back behind you, and once more, and back, and then lower down. Shifting all the way to the right side, straighten out the left leg and the left arm. Keeping the hips parallel to the mat, bring the left arm out to the side and back in front, out to the side, back in front, and once more out to the side and back in front. And then we'll do 3 with the leg, so out to the side and back behind you, 2 and 1, and lower down. Dig the toes underneath, pinch the shoulders back, lift the knees up. And then we'll bring the right hand to the left shoulder, left hand to the right shoulder. Try to keep the hips as still as possible here. We have 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And lower down. And then we'll come into a low plank on the forearms. Bring the legs back behind you. Then we'll lift up the right foot and the left, right, left, right, left. 1 more on the right, 1 more on the left. Pressing the hips down. Then we'll rest our forehead on our hands, press the hips into the mat, lift the upper body up, and lower back down. Lifting up and lower. Keep pushing the hips into the mat. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and lower down. Lift both legs up, small flutter kicks with the legs. Keep the shoulders pinched back. Keep the legs up nice and high, bring the legs apart and together, apart, together, apart, together. Try to keep the legs straight. For 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Bend the left knee to 90 degrees, press the hips into the mat, lift the left thigh up, and lower back down. Keep pushing the hips into the mat as you lift the leg. Lift and lower. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then switching over, bend the right leg, lifting straight up and lower back down. Keep the shoulders pinched back the whole time. For 3, 2, and 1. Bend both knees, bring the knees apart nice and wide, bring the soles of the feet together. Press the hips into the mat and lift the thighs up off the mat and lower back down. Lifting up and lower. Squeeze the glutes as you lift the legs up. We have 5 more here. 4, 3, 2, and the last one. And lower down. Then we'll bring the hands down by your sides. If you have light weights, you can grab them just to make it a little bit harder. Tucking the chin into the chest. Lift the upper body up, twist the thumbs back and pinch the shoulders together and lower back down. Lifting up and pinch and lower. Lift and lower. Keeping the chin tucked in, we have 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Keep the chest up, lift both legs up, small flutter kicks. Keep squeezing the shoulders together as tight as you can. Chin tucked in. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower down. Bring the arms out to the side. Bend the elbows to 90 degrees. Keep the chin tucked in. Lift the arms up, pinch the shoulders together. Reach the arms up in front, touch the hands together, and lower back down. Lifting up, shoulders pinch, reaching up, touching the hands together, and lower back down. Try to keep the arms lifted the whole time. And lower. Lifting up. We have 4 more here. 3, 2, and last one. And lower down. Bring the hands just under the shoulders, pressing the hips into the mat, lifting the chest up. Try to keep the hips in contact with the mat. If you need to bend your elbows a little bit, or you can come onto your forearms and lower back down. We'll do that once more, lifting up, looking up towards the ceiling. And then bring the hips back, sitting back onto the heels into child's pose. Just walking the fingers forward. Then reach the left arm underneath the right and lean your weight towards the left, just stretching out the left shoulder. And switch. And then we'll come onto our back. And we'll imprint the spine. Bring the legs in the tabletop. Keeping the spine imprinted, tapping the right foot down and then the left foot. Nice soft taps, keeping the spine imprinted the whole time. Shoulders are relaxed. Gradually tapping a little bit further away each time. And then squeezing the legs together, tapping both feet down, coming back to tabletop. And gradually tapping further away again, as long as the spine's imprinted. And then we'll bring the knees apart nice and wide. Keep the feet together and then tapping down and coming back up. And 3 more. Keeping the spine imprinted. 2. And last one. And lower down. Then we'll imprint the spine, lift the hips up, squeeze the glutes nice and tight, and control as you lower down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Imprint and lift. And lower. Lifting up. And lower. Lift. And lower. If you want to make it harder, cross the arms across the chest. And 2 more. Last one. Keep the hips up nice and high. Lift the heels up and lower down. Lift the heels and lower. Keep the hips up nice and high. 5 more. 4. If you want to make it easier, bring the arms down. 2. And 1. Keep the heels up nice and high. Reach the arms back behind you. And then down to the mat. And reaching back. Keep the heels up nice and high. We have 3 more. 2. And last one. And lower down. Then we'll grab the roller or ball. And 2 feet on the ball or roller. Starting with the elbows on the mat, hands on the rib cage, imprint the spine, lift the hips up nice and high, and lower down. Imprint and lift, and lower, imprint and lift, lower. If you're just doing these on the mat, if you want to make it harder, just cross the arms. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Keep the hips up, bring the knees apart together, just a small movement. Keep the hips up nice and high. Apart together. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Cross the arms across the chest, shoulders are relaxed. Imprint, lift the hips up, and lower down. Imprint and lift, and lower. Make sure you're getting the hips all the way up. Lifting up, and lower. Good, we have 3 more here. 2, and last one. Keep the hips up nice and high. Apart together with the knees again, keeping the hips up nice and high for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower down. And then we'll put the roller out of the way for now. And then bring the weights down by your sides if you have them, if you want to make it harder. Imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, grab hold of weights if you want to make it harder. Straighten the legs up, chin to the chest rolling forward. Small flutter kicks with the legs, back and forth. If you want to make it harder, bring the legs lower towards the mat as long as the spine is imprinted. If you want to make it easier, just bring them back up, and you can also rest the head down. And then in 3 seconds, we're going to switch to scissor kicks. 3, 2, 1. Back and forth, pointing the toes. Again, if you want to make it harder, bring the legs lower. If you want to make it easier, bring them up higher. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Resting the legs down. Imprint the spine, legs to tabletop. Bring the hands behind the head. Squeeze the legs together. Chin to the chest rolling forward. Elbows and knees in together. Knees and elbows apart. In together and apart. Again, going up higher to make it easier or lower to make it harder. We have 5 more. Keep the chin to the chest. 4. Squeeze the legs together. 2 more. Last one. And rest the head back. Next one, we're going to add in a little bit of rotation to target the oblique. So hands behind the head, legs to tabletop, chin to the chest rolling forward, and then bring the elbow to the opposite knee and switch. So letting the upper body rotate, trying to bring that knee and elbow as close together as you can. If you can touch them off each other, that's even better. Try to keep the elbows nice and wide. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one. Hug the knees into the chest, resting the head back. Rocking side to side. And then resting the legs down. Imprint the spine, legs in the tabletop, straighten the legs up. Slide the legs to the right and to the left, keeping the spine imprinted. Make sure the hips aren't moving side to side. For 3, 2, 1, squeeze the legs together, lower the legs down towards the mat, and lift them back up. Lower and lift, lower and lift. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one. And bend the knees, rest the feet down. Imprint the spine, legs into tabletop, straighten the legs up. Make a big half circle with each leg. Touch the feet down together at the bottom, and then coming back up to the starting position. reaching down, and coming back up. If you want to make it harder, tuck the chin to the chest, rolling forward. Tapping the feet together at each point. For 4, 3, 2, and the last one. And bend the knees, rest the head back. Straighten the legs out on the mat. Grab a weight in each hand if you want to make it harder. Squeeze the legs together. Arms forward, chin to chest rolling up. Shoulders pinched. And slowly rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. Reaching back. Arms forward, chin to chest rolling up. And rolling back down. And rolling up. If you want to make it harder, reaching up. Make sure the legs don't lift off the mat. Keep squeezing the legs together. We have 4 more here. Keep the shoulders pinched back. Neck nice and long. We have 2 more. And last one. And lower it back down, and then we'll just try a few with the hands behind our head. Squeeze the legs together, elbows out nice and wide. Chin to the chest, rolling forward, trying to keep the elbows out. And then slowly rolling down, vertebrae by vertebrae. And we have 2 more. Rolling up. And rolling down. And the last one. And rolling down. Then we'll do 1 more roll up. Sit up nice and tall. Tensing the right thigh. Toes pointing up to the ceiling. Lift the right thigh up off the mat and lower back down. Try to sit up as tall as you can. Try not to lean back. Just targeting the hip flexors on the right side. We have 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and the last one. Then we'll do 10 on the left, tensing the left quad muscles, sitting up nice and tall, lifting the left leg up and lower back down. Shoulders pinched back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And rolling back down. And then next we'll do a few into boat pose. If you want to make it harder, grabbing weights, legs in the tabletop, arms forward, chin to chest, rolling up, and slowly rolling back down, reaching back, and rolling up, and lower back down. If you want to make it harder, reaching up, and lower down, and rolling up. Try to keep the legs squeezed together. We have 3 more here. 2, and the last one. And we'll stay up here, resting the feet down, put the weights to the side. Bringing the hands behind you nice and wide, pinch the shoulders back. Lift the right leg up and then lower down, lift and lower. If you want to make it harder, lift the left foot up off the mat. Lift and lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the right leg. Straighten up the left leg. If you want to make it harder, lift that right foot up off the mat just a few inches. Keep the shoulders pinched back for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Resting the feet down. Pinching the shoulders back. Straighten up the right leg, lower halfway. Small circles with the right leg. Try to keep the left leg as still as possible. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching sides, left leg, lower halfway. Small circles with the left leg. Try to keep that right leg completely still. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Then we'll straighten both legs and tap back down. If you want to make this harder, you can lift the arms up and hold them just in front. We have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Resting the feet down. Then if you're gonna make the next one harder, grab one weight, lifting the legs up, tap the weight to the right and to the left into a Russian twist. Keep the weight nice and close to your body. If you want to make it easier, bring the feet down. Otherwise, trying to keep the feet lifted the whole time, keeping the knees squeezed together. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Hugging the knees in, resting back. And then we'll come onto our side. Starting off on the elbow with the legs straight. If you want to make it easier, just bending the bottom knee. So elbow directly under the shoulder. Starting off by lifting the hips up nice and high and lower back down. Lift and lower for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Resting down. And then for the next one, we'll lift the hips up and hold for 10 seconds into a side plank. Bending the bottom knee if you need to. Hips up nice and high, holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Last one here in the side plank. Hips up nice and high, keep the hips up, lift the top leg for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one. And lower down. Resting all the way down onto your side. Squeeze the legs together, lift both legs up and lower back down. So working the obliques and the glutes here with this one. Keep squeezing the legs together. For 3, 2, 1. Keep the top leg up, lower the bottom leg and lift and lower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep both legs up. Big circles with the top leg. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch directions. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. Resting down. Bend the knees, lift the ankles up, bring the knees apart, and lower. Lift and lower, make sure the hips don't roll back. 4, 3, 2, 1, and resting down. Grab the top of the ankle to stretch out the front of the thigh. And letting go, and we'll switch to the opposite side. Starting off on the elbow if you can. So elbow directly under the shoulder. Starting off by lifting the hips up nice and high and lower for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower down. And then holding for 10 seconds on the next one. Hips up nice and high, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. And hips up nice and high, last one up on the elbow. Hips up, top leg up, and lower. Lift and lower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Resting all the way down. Squeezing the legs together. Lift both legs up and lower back down. Lift and lower for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Keep the top leg up. Lower the bottom leg and lift and lower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lift the top leg. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then big circles with the top leg. Staying in front of the bottom leg. 8, 9, and 10. Switch directions. Keep the top leg nice and long. Keep reaching to the opposite wall. 2 more. Last one. Lower down. Bending the bottom knee. Stretching out the, oh, almost skipped one actually. Bend the knees, lift the ankles up. Bring the knees apart and back together. Nearly skipped that one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we'll straighten the bottom leg and grab the top leg. Stretching out the thigh, tucking the rib cage down towards your hips. Letting go of the ankle, and then we'll come onto our backs and stretch out the legs, and then finish off with a bit of foam rolling. Holding the right knee into your chest. Shoulders are relaxed. Right arm onto the side, twisting the leg across into a spinal twist. Back to the center, left knee into the chest, shoulders relaxed. Left arm out to the side, twisting the knee across the body. Back to the center, cross the right ankle over the left knee, grabbing behind the left thigh, pulling the knee into your chest. Just stretch out the glutes on the right side. And switching over, left foot over the right knee. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. Then the left foot down on the mat, straighten up the right leg to stretch out the hamstrings. And grabbing the left leg, keeping the right knee bent. And then we'll grab the foam roller, bring it just behind the shoulder blades. Supporting the head, lifting the hips up, dropping the head back, rolling all along the thoracic spine, so the mid-back, just from the base of the neck to the bottom of the rib cage. And then twisting your body to the right, rolling along the right side. Focusing on any sore or stiff areas. And then twisting to the left. Resting the hips down and then rolling out the glutes next. So sitting onto the roller, cross the right ankle over the left knee. Twist your weight to the right, and then just for a bit of extra support, I like to bring the left hand onto my knee and then just rolling up and down along the glute muscle, focusing on the outer part, whichever area feels stiff. If you find a sore spot, just kind of working through that area. You can also do this with a little tennis ball or hockey ball. You can really dig into the muscle as well with that. And then we'll do the left side, so left ankle over the right knee, shifting the weight over to the left. And then we'll finish off with the quads, so the front of the thigh, kneeling just in front of the roller, cutting onto your forearms, and then rolling from the top of the knee just to the hip. Keeping the legs relaxed. And then twisting the heels together and the toes out, getting the inner quads. And then toes in, heels out, getting the outer quads. And then we'll bend the knees and drop the feet apart and just roll up and down along the outer quads. So when the knees are bent, the quads are in a stretched position, so you can just roll into them a little bit deeper. And then taking your time coming off the rollers, and we'll finish with that.